Hello, welcome back to us with H2K TV this evening with me, Jonesy, and EXO as my co-caster. We're casting the Shotgun Cup by Epsilon. So just big shout out to the admins of Yahtzee and Rave's doing it as well. So shout out to them guys. Next map is Shipment. We're going to do robez and RaFiTi from the Vicious and Evil VYE. So we're just waiting for the ready up and we should be getting live. We can actually do no, we can't do third person. Okay. Still can't
Another
do
map
third
of
person.
third person only, so it can't be that interesting. I think it must be something to do with the mod, which will not allow us shoutcasters to go into a first person mode, so the action will be limited from the perspective of us and you at home, so please bear with us. We'll try and make this as interesting as we can for a 1v1 cup. Hopefully we will get some results.
So we are just going to go live and we'll be on the countdown. So it's first 20 kills wins. Score starts at 0-0. No half time. Normally games take between sort of 15-20 minutes maximum. Last game was robez versus Miss 64, which robez won 20 kills to 11. So this is a bigger map than the previous one actually. I'm going to go straight to bird's eye view I think. Oh, RaFiTi with the double spam shotgun into robez on the
Indeed, this looks like it takes even longer than the last map as robez gets revenge of kinds onto RaFiTi. 1 kill each now. I'd just like to say a big shout out to Lynx Hosting, who are hosting the servers for this match. Please head over, check out their rates on lynxhosting.co.uk. They are hosting this, so big thanks and big shout out to them. As you've now got RaFiTi, 2 quick frags while I was saying that, 3-1. A lot of obstacles on this map. You can see both of the players, robez and RaFiTi, dodging in and out of different containers, trying to find each other. As robez gets a sighting of RaFiTi, but RaFiTi jumps over the dumpster to get that headshot onto robez. It will be 4-1 in favour of RaFiTi now.
It's also worth noting the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of Soka and Zenith. So it'll be an interesting game to see who goes on to play either of them. robez pulls one back, 4-2 in favour of RaFiTi. RaFiTi is favouring the fast action shotgun, which lets you spam 4 bullets in one go, but I think he's just switched it up to the same shotgun as robez. They are both using the pump action one. So
Indeed, you do get more range with the pump action shotgun, but at price of slower firing, so you've got to weigh up the odds, I guess, as RaFiTi's tagged by robez, and robez then getting a second shot onto him to shut him down. 5-4 in favour of robez now. RaFiTi's lead has gone down the drain, as was with Mr. 64's last match against robez. robez can come back from tight situations like that relatively quickly, it seems.
Exactly.
Both players attempting to find a tag on each other. robez heavily tagged up there. I do not know how he didn't die. He's less than an inch of life at the moment before he will regen. Both the players chasing each other around the containers, which make up the most of this map.
Yeah, if anyone just joined us, we
Go
can't
ahead,
go into first person mode for anyone asking me. We can't do that. We can only do it from third person mode, which is a bit of a bummer, but you can see the overview of the map and you can see the two players, like their positioning and what they're trying to do. Sort of tactics as they move around the map.
I think it's something to do with the mod, which will not allow us to go in. But for any feedback on this match, any requests, any shoutouts, please head over to #H2KTV on QuakeNet and just post your feedback, shoutouts on there, and we'll try and get through as many as we can. If you're still watching, that is, this action is relatively slow, but we will hopefully see some faster action later on in the cup as robez gets a frag onto RaFiTi. robez now come back from that, I think it was 4-2. He was 4-2 down, wasn't he, Jonesy? Now to
Yeah, he was 4-2 down, yeah. He was actually 4-1 down at one point.
So he has really shown that he can come back in a tight situation in 2 maps in a row, it seems. Any predictions you'd like to make so far?
RaFiTi seems to be more what we saw we see what the sort of tactic that robez is taking. He sort of waits for him to come to him, and then RaFiTi is
playing aggressive. Both players use
someone
the
asking
container now.
Right, I'm going to turn off X-ray. I think I got quite confusing. Yeah, as I was saying, so robez sort of favouring the sort of more waiting around the corners for him to come to him, and then sort of just slamming the shotgun into his face, whereas RaFiTi is the more aggressive of the two, pushing him, trying to get that frag. It seems to be working for
Indeed.
robez. Robez with a 10-5
He was almost
lead
successful
now.
then. Robez tagged up heavily before he comes back on with the frag onto RaFiTi. 10-5 up. This isn't so close actually. Robez showing that he can come back from losing originally to take the lead pretty dominantly now as he goes up 11-5.
Yeah, so anyone just asking, their score is currently 11-6, and this is the second round of the Shotgun Cup hosted by Epsilon Esports. Servers kindly provided by Linux Hosting, and it's the way the servers are set up is the reason we cannot view person mode.
Indeed, we are sorry about that. But we will try and keep you up to date with the action as it happens. Although we are flying around the map, you can see both players on the other sides of the map now. They will take sometimes get to each other, both favouring a silent approach to a more suicidal running at the other player approach. Very close to each other. They should connect some point soon, hopefully. And there we go with robez tagging up RaFiTi relatively heavily as he pushes in for the frag again. Both players tagged up heavily, and robez there with the frag onto RaFiTi. Now 12-6.
Yes.
robez has double RaFiTi's
So at the moment it
score
looks
here,
like
showing his
robez
dominance.
will be going through, and robez will be playing Soka in the next round of this cup. Soka managing to beat Zenith. I don't know the score, if someone could let me know the score of that game in chat. So I see Soka speccing the game at the moment, so he's probably going to get some tips of how robez is playing. If you go on to play robez, if Soka's watching, robez likes to sit back and sort of let the player come to him, hide behind corners, and then sort of jump out and bam, so it's sort of tactic that robez is playing. RaFiTi is more of the sort of chasing type of player, sort of chasing him around the map, trying to get the frag, realising he's behind. He is 12-6 down, so he needs those frags. robez can sort of play for time. Well, there's no time limit, but he can just sort of take his time, not worried about not getting a frag or
Indeed.
whatever it may.
Both players on opposite sides of the map again. This seems to be happening quite a lot because there are only so many maps which will allow fast-paced action with two shotgunners. Unfortunately, this does not seem to be one of them, as both the players seem to be chasing each other around the map without intending to. I don't know if robez has managed to take a peek onto RaFiTi. I think now they have seen each other and will connect in the near future. RaFiTi, very open position. Goes around to flank robez. Robez has not noticed. Yes, he has, as he peeks around that corner to shut down RaFiTi. robez now 13-6. That was a pretty coincidental peek there by robez, seeing as I just called it. But well played.
Yeah, so
by him,
there's the score between Soka and Zenith. I just managed to get it was 20-10 to Soka, so Soka is dominating against Zenith there. I would have expected it to be more evenly matched than that. So we will be seeing robez versus Soka in what could be a very close game. robez here 14-6 up against RaFiTi, and it is the first of 20 who will progress into the semi-finals of the cup. This is a shotgun only cup, 1 versus 1. Hosted by Epsilon Esports, and I am Jonesy, and this is EXO commentating with me on HTK TV.
Indeed, so far we haven't had much action on this map, but hopefully next round we should see some either more keen action or some rather fast-paced action as we go up against what looks like to be Soka against robez. robez is 16-6 up at this point. robez last round knocked out Mr. 64, who is Soka's teammate in Vital Gaming. So hopefully Soka will have a score to settle there by knocking out robez, but we will have to see.
Yeah,
As it's now
team, so
16-7.
big shout out to those guys.
Indeed. RaFiTi not wanting to give up as the score is now 16-7. robez really taking the upper hand in this game. RaFiTi very lightly tagged up, replies in kind on robez, tagging him up. Both of the players tagged up by their shotguns at close range, which I think should have ended in some sort of kill. robez ending up by getting a frag onto RaFiTi though. He's now 17-7 up, 3 more frags and he will win this and progress onto the semi-finals of this cup. Neither players in this game favouring more keen actions. They seem to both be chasing each other around the map slowly but steadily as you get sighting of each other there. RaFiTi tagged up by that shotgun. There is little to do with shotguns like this. The range is
next map is going
extremely
to be
limited.
awesome. Next map will be Kill House, and it will be Soka versus, well, it's pretty obvious it's going to be Soka versus robez now with the 18-8 lead against RaFiTi. RaFiTi was 4-2 up at one point in this game, but robez changed his play style, gone to a more passive against RaFiTi's aggressive style, and he's managed to really romp home with his victory. So it should have an interesting semi-final. I would look at the other brackets to see how the other players are doing, but I just can't seem to. It's just seemed to not been updated yet. So we will be seeing this semi-final, but I'm not sure who will possibly be in the final. I would update you if I knew that. So you are watching H2K TV. I am Jonesy and this is EXO, and this is round 2 on shipment. Oh, RaFiTi with the
And
frag.
you join us for the match point of robez. RaFiTi shutting him down there, saying no, you cannot have this one, as it is now 19-9. RaFiTi really has everything to do here. He needs to get 11 more frags before robez can get 1, which is an extremely tall order, and he cannot pull it off as robez shuts him down to get the 20th frag. Good game is called by RaFiTi, and robez will progress into the semi-finals against, I think, Soka.
So GG for robez there. Make sure you join us in about 5 minutes time for the semi-final between Soka and robez.